Let's talk about how to emotionally prepare for retirement. Maybe you have the finances figured out, but you haven't paid much attention to what it's actually going to feel like to retire. I'm Elliot Apple, founder and financial planner of Kindness Financial Planning, and let's get into it to talk about emotionally preparing for retirement. First, it's important to have some sort of structure around retirement, not necessarily in the first year. That can be a great year of exploration, but at least initially figuring out some sort of structure, because you're going to go from every day having something to do between the hours of 8 to 5 or 8 to 6 or whatever hours you worked. You're going to have structure. You're going to be surrounded by people and colleagues and have things to do and deadlines and just activities throughout the day. The moment you retire, that all goes away. Just think about that for a moment. Structure for every part of your day for the foreseeable future, and now it's all open. How are you going to spend your time? That can be an overwhelming emotion. The other thing to keep in mind is you're going to go from earning a paycheck to earning nothing. So obviously there's a financial transition and things you have to figure out there, but a lot of people have some sort of self-worth tied to their paycheck. For better or for worse, I'm one of those people who earning an income is part of my identity, and I imagine it is for other folks out there, that it can be weird from earning a certain amount to then going to zero. You're not going to have that regular reoccurring income into your bank account. And so that is an emotional adjustment as well. Something you can do to make the transition a little bit easier is to sort of try out retirement, if you will, do a mini retirement. Some people take a sabbatical, so they'll take a month or 2 months or 6 months off and give it a shot and see what it feels like. Obviously, it's not going to substitute for retirement entirely because you still are more or less scheduled to go back to work, but it is a start. The other thing you could do is take an extended vacation or transition to part-time if your work is open to that, or let them know that you're thinking about retiring and maybe they have a position for part-time or some consulting work. That can give you the feel of retirement to see, hey, if I go to part-time or 3/4 time, how am I going to fill my days? What is it going to be like? Am I actually going to enjoy that, or am I not quite ready to retire yet? Something that a lot of people don't realize until they actually get to retirement is how much colleagues mean to them. And these might be people that you even have a service level relationship with, but because you're around them every day, there's that sense of stability that people are around, that I enjoy, that I talk to. We have these regular check-ins about how the weekend has been. Whatever it is, you have some sort of a relationship there where you're seeing this person probably more than your family, if we're being honest here. You know, if you spend between 8 and 5 with them and you sleep at night, you're likely only seeing your family for a few hours at most, whereas with your work colleagues, you're spending all day with them. So think through what that will be like and notice that it will be a change. Coming back to the idea of a schedule, it's really important to create a schedule, particularly with activities that have movement. So whatever movement is to you, if that's walking or biking or yoga, or hiking, whatever it is, you want some sort of movement within your day. I've noticed for a lot of people who retire and they don't have some sort of activity or exercise, it can mean a lot of time on the couch watching TV. People start to get stiff, they don't move as much, and quality of life goes downhill very quickly. So as much as you can keep that movement up, whatever it is, or maybe you're out volunteering and gardening in different areas, you want to have some activity and some sort of structure throughout your day. The happiest people I know in retirement often tell me, I don't know how I ever worked. I'm the busiest I've ever been. And how wonderful is that to hear that? Now, they're usually not as busy as when they were working, because I know the differences and I've seen that, but to them, they are busier than ever and they are enjoying it. And so having something to wake up to and to be able to enjoy on a daily basis, you want to make sure that you include that within your life. And if you're not quite sure what to include, try something out. This is a great time to go back to things that you did maybe in your 20s or 30s or even earlier, or something that you've been wanting to try. Maybe you've always wanted to paint. For myself, I've always been a terrible artist, but I think an art class would be really fun because I haven't done one since elementary school. Perhaps there are things like that, or you played guitar when you were younger and you want to pick that up again, or you want to take voice lessons. Whatever it is, the beginning part of retirement is a great time to explore new hobbies, new passions, travel. It's usually when you are the healthiest and when you should go out and do these things while you still can. I'd say after that year of exploration where you're trying new things, not that you can't always come back to that and try new things, but you really want to settle in some sort of routine. The first year, I like to say leave open, explore what happens, don't make any sort of really solid plans, because you sort of want to see what bubbles up to the surface and what's interesting to you and how you want to spend your time. And then from there, start to create it, because there aren't very many opportunities in life where you have an entire year or 6 months or whatever time period you want to set aside for this, where you can sort of just see what happens and enjoy life and see what comes. But after that point, I've found people who start to develop a routine and have a schedule, life tends to go better. They're looking forward to their daily activities more than someone who's just leaving it open, because we tend to get lazy. We tend to not go out and do things as much, whereas if we have a schedule, it will bring us out, whether it's to people or to get that movement and exercise in. So regardless of how you end up planning for retirement, make sure that you create some sort of schedule, leave yourself time to explore new hobbies and new passions, and also recognize colleague connections or friendships. Make sure you have some sort of support or community around you where you have a sense of identity that's outside of work, because otherwise it can be a jarring adjustment to go from a schedule every single day with a community you've known for a long time to being on your own and independent every day. So share with me in the comments down below, how are you preparing for your retirement? Thanks for watching.